Hello my friends, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna and I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 myths that you will hear and see everywhere, but actually they are very useless and they are just simply not right. So this will help you to better understand plants and to take care of them better. Well, myth number 1 is that you should not grow plants, houseplants, in your bedroom because at night they take the oxygen and basically you will stop breathing. So having houseplants in your bedrooms is something that's really bad. You should never do it. And this is absolutely not right because yes, plants of course take oxygen. They use oxygen at night when there's no sunlight, but it's not in such a quantity that it will harm humans, it will harm people, and you will not be able to breathe, or the air will be so, unhealthy for you. That's not right. Even when I had my huge collection of African violets, I had 800 varieties, and at one point just the quantity, the number of pots in my bedroom were over 2,000. So you can imagine 2,000 plants in one small bedroom when I was also sleeping, studying and everything. Basically that was my room, and that was the only place where I could have my collection of African violets, and I could still normally sleep, and I didn't feel any difference if there were plants or if they wouldn't be any plants. So if you would like to grow just a couple of plants in your bedrooms, especially lavender is a very good choice to have in your bedrooms because lavender will also actually help you sleep well, sleep better than you do. You can absolutely have plants in your bedrooms and nothing will happen. Doesn't matter if it's for you or if it's in the bedroom of your kids. Absolutely, there's no problem with that at all. Myth number 2 is all succulents like to grow under the direct sunlight because they are desert plants. This is not true. There are so many varieties of succulents like hawortias, even sansevierias. It really depends on the plant, on the variety of the plant, if it likes to grow in under direct sunlight or still in a very bright area but even semi-shade. So just because the plant is considered to be a succulent, and you already may know that succulent plants are those that have very thick stems and very thick leaves and contain a lot of moisture in them, but it doesn't really mean that every succulent just needs to be under the direct sunlight. And I think this is also a reason why some of your succulents die. They don't really grow well because we bring them from the greenhouses, from the garden centers where the air humidity is very high, and then we put them directly in our space under the sun, and basically we burn the leaves. I had 2 of my hawortias growing on my windowsill in the winter because it was very bright, but we didn't have that much sunny days, and suddenly in the spring, just within a week, we had very intense sunlight, and I noticed that some of the leaves have a little bit of stains on them, and even the plant changed its whole color to an unhealthy color. Alright, myth number 3 is watering by schedule. This is something that you can even see on the labels of the plants when you buy them. Even the greenhouses, garden centers, they have these labels telling you watering once a week, watering once in 2 weeks. This is absolutely not right because you cannot water your plants by a schedule. And why, I have absolutely another video about this, why and how to determine when to water your plants. So you can, if you would like to, you can see that video here. But basically, in short, why you cannot water your plants by a schedule, because watering depends on many factors, and some of them are the type of the pot. If it's a plastic pot, if it's a clay pot, also depends on the soil. If your soil is more sandy soil, or if it's more heavier soil containing the moisture for longer periods of time. It also depends on the plant type, plant variety itself, plant size, the roots system, basically how well developed it is, on so many things, on the temperature, on the air humidity in your area. So it's absolutely not possible to water plants by schedule if you want them to thrive. So more details, as I said in that video, and also the link will be in the description. And by the way, there will be another link in the description where you can basically subscribe and join the wait list for my very first course about growing houseplants, how to make them happy and thrive. So also 5 people will be selected for absolutely free access as the first-time users. So you can just put your name and email in that form. The link will be in the description, and then maybe you will be the one who will be chosen for a free participation in my course. All right, myth number 3 is pebbles for drainage and the whole topic of drainage system itself. Yes, I've used myself drainage for my plants, but with the experience, I came to realize that you don't really need drainage. You don't really need these very heavy stones or clay particles or pebbles or anything at the bottom of your pot just for the drainage, because basically what the drainage would do is it would basically take the excess of water from the soil, hold it so that the soil doesn't get really moist, and then maybe even give back to the soil when there is a need for it, for example. But this is absolutely not necessary. You don't really need to have them. If your soil, the quality of your soil is really good, you can mix also some perlite or vermiculite to it, which will actually do exactly the same. The perlite or vermiculite will take the excess of water and then give back to the soil when the soil gets dry. But also, if your pots have holes, the excess of water will be going through the holes, especially if you have like bigger pots, bigger holes, then your problem with drainage is basically solved. You don't need this extra layer of something at the bottom of your pots. And finally, this is my favorite. This is the myth number 5, pest control. I've seen so many people who just would spray these pesticides on their plants once a month, for example, just to avoid having insects, having pests on their plants. Well, first of all, this is of course helpful if you are a greenhouse. If you have, I don't know, thousands of plants, the air humidity is very high, and you have these perfect conditions for pests, for insects to basically live on your plants and damage your plants. Yes, greenhouses may do that, but at home with your houseplant, you don't really need it. It's absolutely not necessary. First of all, it's chemicals. It's poisonous even for people. Even just to breathe, even if they don't have a specific smell, it's chemical. If your plants are growing normally, if there is no issue, if there is no insect, nothing on your plants, basically, you don't really need to have this, monthly spraying of pesticides at home. Especially, it's so harmful not only for adults but also for kids. Also for your pets at home. Also, if, for example, you grow your plants on the balconies, for the butterflies, for the bees. So this is absolutely not necessary. Only when you have, like, I don't know, a huge problem, a huge infestation with insects, only then think how to take control of it. But again, do it with natural methods, with just a soapy water, washing your plants with soap water once in a week will help already. And if you like the video, of course, share with your friends, subscribe, click on the bell button to see also other videos, and don't forget to sign up for the waitlist for the course if you're interested. Stay passionate about plants, and I'll see you next time.